everyone, welcome to our channel Knowledge of Friends. Subscribe to our channel and click the bell icon for the latest update. आज हम लोग कंप्यूटर नेटवर्क की क्लास करेंगे जो कि क्लास आपका फर्स्ट क्लास है. आज हमने स्टार्ट किया है कंप्यूटर नेटवर्क एंड फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल इट्स अ ह्यूज रिक्वेस्ट फ्रॉम माय साइड टू ऑल द व्यूअर्स. प्लीज़ go through with the subscribe button and please like, share and subscribe our channel so that many and maximum people can get the information at once, and even though you can also enjoy the video as well. As I told you about कि कंप्यूटर नेटवर्क आज ही स्टार्ट किया है, तो विल स्टार्ट विद द यूनिट 1. दैट द नेम ऑफ द यूनिट 1 इज़ ग्राफिक्स डिवाइसेस, which is very important in terms of your university examination. So it's a huge request to please go through with the subscribe button and like, share and subscribe our channel. Talking about graphic devices here, first we have to know about some thing related to the graphic devices and what were the topics that we will cover up, that we will discussed here. So first of all, the introduction of the graphic devices, we can say that the computer graphics deals with the acquisition, creation, transformation and storage of CG, that is computer graphics generated image, that is your everything displayable on a computer screen. The computer that is your computer graphics that deals with it, and it has an application in all the area of the society. There are a wide core disciplines in the computer graphics that include the image processing, multimedia, computer aided design, etc. Everything except text and sound are the part of the computer graphics as well. Up talking about the applications of computer graphics, which we'll discuss. Even though the application of computer graphics, we have that is the graphical user interface, GUI, desktop publishing, education and training, entertainment and many more as well. So that we'll discuss in a detail. We'll discuss the types of computer network as well, and of course the concept of pixels and graphics displays technology concept and their types as well. So let's go ahead with that, and that is we have to know about what is computer graphics. The first question is, what is computer graphics, and explain important application of computer graphics. Computer network, and that is the computer graphics is your subject name. Computer graphics. So here in the computer graphics here, that is the first topic we'll discuss is your computer graphics. Know about the subject. In the terms of computer graphic, that computer graphic is a branch of computer science that deals with the theory of technique of computer image synthesis. Computer produces image by analyzing a collection of dots or a pixel in order to create a graphic. It requires several components such as digital computer to store and manipulate images, and a display screen, input-output devices, and specialized software that enables the computer to draw, color, and manipulate images that held in memory. The computer graphic is used to enhance the transfer and understanding of information in science, engineering, medicine, education, and business by facilitating the generation, production, and display of the synthetic image of natural object with a realism almost indistinguishable from the photographs, where computer graphic facilitates the production of image that range in complexity from the simple line drawing to three-dimensional reconstructions. User interaction that can be increased through the animations, which convey the large amount of information by seemingly bringing to life multiple related application image as well. Let's go ahead with the talking about the application of computer graphic here. Application of computer graphics. Application of computer graphics, where we have to talk about, and the first application we have here, graphical user interface. In graphical user interface here, that is GUI, here that the first application is graphical user interface, and in that today we find almost every software package and application program that is available with GUI, and the application program running on a computer rely on a window systems to manage multiple simultaneous activities which allow users to perform a various tasks, and typing is necessary to input the text to be stored and to be implement various application program and package like word processing software, spreadsheet, Excel, a paintbrush, etc. to maximize the advantages of such user interface technique as well. The second we have here is that is desktop publishing. In desktop publishing, if I'm talking about that DTP, the package makes use of the computer graphics, and in the same case by treating the text as a graphic object, and the graphics that can be mixed into the text which can be split to fit into the column and resized accordingly, and with the same concept that the text can be placed horizontally, vertically, or as per the required style of the letter as well. The third we have your education and training. Education and training. In education and training, the use of the graphics has led to the development of the specialized software for education and training. Learning with the visual aids is fast, easy to understand, and also the cost effective. The various simulators that have been designed for the training pilots and heavy equipment operator, air traffic control system operator, nuclear reactor operator, and a doctor. Tutorials have been developed which include both audio and video clips as well as the animation as well. The fourth we have is your entertainment. In the entertainment here, we all have seen various motion pictures like Harry Potter, Delhi Safari, and that is Delhi Safari, and Jurassic Park. All these are the gifts of computer graphics. The graphics and the images, that processing technique that can be used to transfer an object or a person. This is known as morphing, and this technique is used especially in movies and advertisement as well. In the same case, the next we have your application. The fifth application we have is your visualization. In visualization, in the science, engineering, medical, and business domain, the analysis of a large volume of data is very difficult and time consuming. The use of the visualization tool makes the job of an analyst, interpreter easily, and the large data values are converted into the pattern, charts, graphs, etc. with the help of the tools like SPSS as well. The sixth application we have presentation graphics. Presentation graphics. In presentation graphics, if I'm talking about that, with the help of the computer graphics, the large volume of the business data that can be presented easily and making it attractive and useful. For example, the pie charts, the bar charts, etc. that can help a better understanding, and the presentation sites that can be useful in understanding the business model, research report, etc. as well. Let's go ahead with the detail and with the another one that what we have to discuss here, and that is in the terms that what we have to discuss is here the various types of computer graphics. Types of computer graphics. In the types of computer graphics here, the various types of computer graphic is termed that is that the various types of computer graphics are as to be follows. The first is your business graphics, or the that is your that the broader category of the presentation graphics with which refer to the graphics and such as bar charts, and also the histogram and pie charts, pictogram, that is the scaled symbols, XY charts, etc. that is used to present the that is quantitative information to inform and convince the audience as well. And where the second, like we can say that the types are the scientific graphics such as XY plots, curve fitting, counter plots, system or program flow charts as well. And the third, that scaled drawings such as architectural representation, drawing of building, bridges and machine as well. The cartoons in the artwork including advertisement, and as well as the graphical user interface, which are the images that which appears on almost all computer screens these days, and designed to help the user utilize the software without having to refer to more manuals or that erode a lot of text on the monitor as well. We'll go ahead with another one, that is your explain raster scan display and a random scan display devices. In the same case, that write a short note on random scan and raster scan display. That has been asked of once in a 7 marks and once in a 3 marks. So you have to name it and you have to understand that. So first we'll discuss about the raster scan display. Raster scan display. In the raster scan display, in order to generate the graphics, the screen is scanned in horizontal and vertical direction, and the information is stored in a buffer called frame buffer, and the frame buffer is used to store intensity value of all screen slots, and it is suitable for displaying the realistic scene containing either complex shades or a color pattern. Simple black and white display require only 1 bit per pixel, which color display systems require multiple bit per pixel as well. That it has several advantages as well. The advantages we have, in the terms of advantages, there are 4 advantages. That is cost worthy. The second, it provides several facilities such as an area filling, pattern, color and shaded image, and also it can be used to produce realistic complex image. Refresh process is not dependent on the complexity of the image, and that supports for the animation by changing the content of the buffer between the, that is your refresh cycle as well. In the same case, if I'm talking about here in a detail, that is will come out again the horizontal retraces, the vertical retraces, that the first wheel, second wheel and a flyback, and start with there, and that for the same case it will move from one to one direction, from left to right as well. The sum of the disadvantages of that is your raster scan display will discuss. In the disadvantages here, that is there are the 3 disadvantages. The first is that the flickering may cause due to the lower refresh rate. The second is every graphical output primitive has to be scanned converted before displaying, limiting the refresh rate, and it may cause staircase effect as well. The next we'll discuss about random scan display. In the random scan display here, in the random scan display, the definition of the picture is stored as a collection of line commands in an area of memory that called refresh buffer and refresh display file, display list or the display program. In order to display the picture, the system cycles through the set of lines of command in the display file and then finally cycles back to the first line command, and it is basically designed for a line drawing and are not suitable for the complex natural scene as well, and it refreshes at the rate of 30 to 60 frames per second as well. Let's go ahead with an advantages here. The advantages, there are 4 advantages. The first is the high resolution possible. The second is the animation can be done easily. The third is the smaller refresh buffer is sufficient to display the file. And the fourth is that usable by both digital and analog computer. The next we will have is your, that is your disadvantages, that we have your 4. In the disadvantages case, there are 4 disadvantages. The first is that the processor's controlled display devices, limited color capability that can be used only to draw the wireframe and not a real complex image, and limited screen density without the flickers that cannot draw the complex scene as well. Let's go ahead with the detail, like explain the advantages of raster scan display over the random scan display. So हमने advantages भी देख लिए raster के as well as random के, and disadvantages भी देख लिए raster के in terms of random here. But now we will discuss what that explain the advantages raster scan display over the random scan display in terms of 6 marks. So that we'll discuss here. Advantages of raster scan display over random scan display. In this, the advantages of raster scan display over the random scan display here, that the first is that the less memory cost than random scan display, and the second is that high degree of realism achieved in a picture than random scan display. It uses an advanced shading and hidden surface technique. Computer, monitor and TVs use this method, and less expensive than a vector display as well. In the same case, if I'm going through ahead, that is the another one is you're very efficient to represent a full image as well. So there are the 6 advantages over that is raster scan display over a random scan display. So there are the 6 advantages here. Let's go ahead to discuss the differentiate between the raster scan and a random scan. So let's go ahead. Difference between raster scan and random scan. In this raster and random scan, that it is in the raster scan here that it is well suited for the realistic display of the scenes that containing the subtitle that shading and color patterns as well. In the random scan systems are designed for a line drawing application and cannot display realistic shaded scenes as well. In the rasters here, that the raster display has low resolution than random system, and vector display have a higher resolution than a raster system as well, where the picture definition is stored in the form of pixel intensity value, and where picture definition is stored in the form of a line drawing algorithm. Here the raster system produces a better flick-free display, and random system produces a jagged lines that are plotted in a discrete point set, where in the raster scan that is the home a TV set, and for the random here that is a pen plotter as well. So there are all total 5 differences between the raster scan display and a random scan display as well. Let's go ahead with another one that we have to discuss about interlacing. In the interlacing here, that on some raster scan system, the TV sets each frame is displayed in the 2 passes, that using an interlaced refresh procedure, and in the first pass the beam sweeps across every other scan line and from the top to bottom, and then after the vertical retrace the beam sweeps onto the remaining scan line, that is interlacing of scan line in this way that allows us to see the entire screen display, and in one half of the time it would be taken to sweep across all the lines at once to the top to bottom. And interlacing is used with the slower refreshing rates, but this is interlacing of each of the 2 passes that can be accomplished in 1/60th seconds of seconds here, which brings the refresh rate never to 60 frames per second, and this is an effective technique for avoiding flickers, providing adjacent scan lines containing similar display information as well. Now we'll discuss about explain the working of CRT. Working of CRT. In the working of CRT, the CRT or the video monitors are the most commonly displayed devices. That the basic structures of CRT would be as follows. would be in the form of like this. And where these were named as, just make an arrow and then I will be telling you what they are. This is base. Okay, now we'll name it. This is a CRT structure. This is the connector pins. This is base. This is your electron gun. This small size that has been, this is a control grid. This is the darkened one. This is your focusing system. This is a plate that is your horizontal deflection plate. Where this is your, that is vertical deflection plate. And where this is the line is your, that is your electron beam. And this point where it intersects and it will show as light, that is your, the phosphorus coated screen. Okay, now talking about this whole structure, and this is related to the CRT, and where CRT is evacuated in a glass tube that is equipped with various component and a beam of electron, that cathode rays emitted from an electron gun, and that passes through focusing and deflecting the system's heads on a phosphorus coated screen, and that to generate a desired picture, that the high speed electron that hit the phosphorus coated screen to produce a spot of light that controlled by the video controller. And the electron gun in the CRT is made up of the heated metal cathode and control gate, and the cathode is heated by passing a current through a coil of wire, and that is called filament, and that electron get boiled off the hot cathode surface and move in the form of the electron beam, and passing through the horizontal and vertical deflection plates, that the negatively charged electrons are accelerated towards the phosphorus coating by a high positive voltage, the accelerating the voltage that can be generated with a positively charged metal that coating on the inside of the CRT, or by accelerating anode. The spot of the light are produced when high speed electron in the electron beam collide with the phosphorus coating, and their kinetic energy is absorbed by the phosphorus, and the part of the beam energy is converted by friction into a heat energy, and remaining energy is used to move electron in the phosphorus atom into the higher energy levels. And after a short span of time, this excited electron that comes back to the small quantum of light energy, and that the color of the light emitted by these electrons is proportional to the energy and the differences between the excited quantum state and a ground state. The CRT screen that can be coated with the different kinds that color and persistence of the phosphorus. The persistence is defined as the time it takes as decay to that 1/10 of the original intensity as well. In the same case, that the light emitted by a phosphorus fades very rapidly, and to maintain the picture on the screen, we need to redraw the picture repeatedly by quickly directing the electron beam back over the same point. Such a type display is known known as refresh CRT as well. And with the same case, if I'm going to ahead to discuss how color CRT monitor works and describe the constructions on functioning of the beam penetrating CRT. So that what we have to discuss here, and in the same case we'll go ahead, that is color CRT monitors work. So here in this, and that describe the constructions and functioning of beam penetrating CRT, that has been asked of 5 marks. And in that, a CRT monitor displays the color picture by using a combination of phosphorus and that emits the different colored light. By combining the emitted light from the different phosphorus, a range of the color that can be generated here, and that the two basic techniques for producing the color display with the CRT and then beam, and the beam penetration method and the shadow that is mask method as well. The beam penetration method for displaying the color picture has been used with the random scan monitor, and two layers of phosphorus, usually red and green, are controlled that coated onto our inside a CRT screen, and displayed color depends on how far the electron a beam penetrates into the phosphorus layer, and a beam of slow electron excites as well, and that excites only the outer red layer, and a beam of a very fast electron penetrates through the red layer and excites the inner green layer as well. In the same case, at the intermediate beam speeds, combinations of red and green light are emitted to show the two additional colors, that is orange and yellow, and the speed of the electron and hence the screen or color at any point is controlled by the beam acceleration voltage. And a beam penetration has been an inexpensive way to produce color in a random area, that's in random scan monitor, but only 4 color are possible, and the quality of picture is not good as with other method as well. So let's go that we have a blue, red and a green color, and that is an electron gun, and that is gone to a metal mask, and then it will go phosphorus glass phase that will combine an image here. In that same case, the shadow mask method that are commonly used in the raster scan system, that is including the color TV as well, and that because they produce a much wider range of the color than the beam penetration method. A shadow mask CRT has a 3 phosphorus, where in the same case, if I'm talking about, that is your the shadow mask method that are commonly used to raster scan system, including your color TV, and with the same case, because they face a problem that is used in the raster scan system, that is including the color TV, because they produce a much wider range of the color tree, that is your penetration method. And a shadow mask CRT has a three phosphorus color dots, and each pixel positions, and one phosphorus dot emits red light, the another emits green light, and a third emits blue light. And this type of CRT has a three electron guns, and one for the color dot, each color dot, and a shadow mask grid just behind the phosphorus that coated screen, and figure above the illustrated like delta delta showing that is the shadow mask method that is commonly used in the color CRT system. The three electron beam are deflected and focused as a group onto a color shadow mask, which contains a series of holes aligned with the phosphorus dot pattern. When the three beam pass through a hole in the shadow mask, they activate a triangle, and which appears as a small color spot on the screen. The phosphorus dot in the triangles are arranged so that each electron beam that can activate only its corresponding color dot, and when it passes through the shadow mask, the another configuration for the three electron gun is a line arrangement in which the three electron guns are the corresponding red, green, and blue color dots on the screen, and that are aligned along one scan line instead of a triangular pattern. So this line arrangement of electron guns is easier to keep the alignment and is commonly used in the high resolution color CRT as well. Now we'll discuss the raster scan system with architecture, and otherwise they had asked you about like run explain the architecture of raster graphics system with a display processor. That is of 5 marks. Raster scan system with architecture. And there is that interactive raster graphics system that typically employ as a several processing unit, and in the same case, in addition to the central processing or a CPU or a special purpose processor that called the video controller or display controller is used to control the operations of the display devices. The organization of a simple raster system is here that the frame buffer that can anywhere in the system memory, and the video controller accesses the frame buffer to refresh the screen as well. And in addition to the video controller, more sophisticated raster systems employ other processor as co-processor and assisters as accelerators to implement various graphic operations. That component of raster scan system to be as follows. This is bidirectional. This is as well bidirectional. So here this is an input output here, that is your CPU. System memory. This is a frame buffer. This is video controller. This is monitor. And here it is a system bus. This is input output device. In the same case, the video controller in the video controller references that here this shows a commonly used organization for the raster system, and a fixed area of a system memory is reserved for a frame buffer, and a video controller is given direct access to a frame buffer memory, where frame buffer locations and the corresponding screen positions are referred to as Cartesian coordinate. And in an application program We use the commands within a graphics software package to set a coordinate position for displayed objects related to the origin Cartesian references frame, and often the coordinate origin that is referenced at the lower left corner of the screen displayed area of the software commands, and that what on the same criteria that the frame buffer locations are the corresponding screen position that are referenced in the Cartesian coordinates, and in an application program we use the command within a graphics software package to set the coordinate position for a displayed objects that is relative to the origin Cartesian plane, reference plane as well, and of the screen that display area of the software commands. And although we can typically set the origin at any convenient location for a particular application, where the two-dimensional Cartesian references frame with an origin of the lower left screen corner, that the screen surfaces is then represented as the first quadrant of the two-dimensional system, and with a positive x value with increasing the left to the right position of y, the value increases from the bottom of the screen to the top, and the pixel positions are then assigned integer x value, and then ranges from 0 to x maximum that across the screen to the top. And however, the hardware processes such as the screen refreshing as well as some software system that reference the pixel position from the top left corner on the screen. So this is here. This is x and this is y here. So in the same case what we will go ahead here, and here in the same references that with the concept we will go ahead with a figure as well, and we will discuss about the display processors and so on, and where we have here in the figure we have here is your that is raster scan generator. This is of X register, Y register. This is memory address, and this is what we have as pixel. So this is upward. Okay, so in the same case where it represent what it represent is, this is your raster scan generator. This is your horizontal and vertical deflection voltage. This is X register, this is Y register, this is memory address, this is pixel, and this is frame buffer. In this, the basic refresh operation of the video controller as diagrammed, and the two registers are used to store the coordinate value, and with the coordinate value for the screen pixels. And initially, the X register is set to 0, and the Y register is set to the value of the to the top scan line, and the content of the frame buffer at the pixel positions are then retrieved and used to set the intensity of the CRT beam, where then the X register is incremented by 1, and the process is repeated for the next pixels on the top of scan line, and this procedure continues for each pixel along the top scan line, and after that last pixel on the top scan line has been processed, and the X register is reset to 0, and the Y register is set to the values for the next scan line down from the top of the screen. The pixels along this scan line are then processed in turn, and the procedure is repeated for each successive scan line. And after cycling through all pixels along the bottom scan line, and the video controller resets the registers to the first pixel positions on the top scan line, and add a refresh process starts over here. Now we'll talk about the display processor. display processor. Now with this display processor here, that is the way to organize the component in the raster system that contain a separate display processor, that's sometimes referred to a graphics controller or the display that is coprocessor. And the purposes of the display processor is to free the CPU from the graphics core, and in addition to the system, the memory is separate a display processor's memory area that can be provided, and that what we have here: display processor, memory, and a frame. Then it will get to go with video controller, and then it will be here. In the same case, it will be here CPU, then we have and here this is the display processor memory. This is your frame buffer. This is video controller. This is monitor. This is CPU. This is the bidirectional display processor. This is system memory. And this is system bus. This is input-output device. In this, a major task the display processor is digitizing a picture definition given in an application program into a set of pixel values for a storage in the frame buffer. The digitization process is called scan conversion, and the graphics common is the specifying straight line and the other geometric object that are scanned, converted into the set of discrete point that is corresponding to the screen pixel position. Scan converting a straight line segment means that we have to locate the pixel position that is closest to the line path and store the color for each position in the frame buffer. Similar that methods are used for scan converting other objects in the picture definition as well. In the same case, we'll go ahead to discuss about the flat panel display devices as well. So flat panel display devices. Flat panel display devices. Flat panel display devices. The term flat panel display refers to the class of video devices that have reduced volume, weight, and a power requirement compared to a CRT. A significant feature of a flat panel display is that they are thinner than CRTs, and we can hang them on walls or wear them on their wrist. Since we can even write on some flat panel display, they are available as a pocket notepad. The current uses for the flat panel display includes small TV monitor, calculator, pocket video games, laptop computers, armrest viewing of movies on airlines, as advertisement boards in the elevators, as graphic display in application requiring that is rugged portable monitor. We can separate flat panel display into the two categories. The first category we have is emissive display. In the emissive display or the emitters are the devices that convert to electrical energy into light, and the plasma panel, thin film that luminescent display, and the light emitting diodes that are examples of emissive display. Flat CRTs have also been devised in which electron beam are accelerated parallel to the screen and then deflected 90 degrees to the screen, but flat CRTs have not proved to be as successful as other emissive devices as well. The second we have here, that is non-emissive display. In the non-emissive displays here, the non-emissive display or non-emitters use optical effectors to convert the sunlight or a light from some other sources into the graphics pattern. The most important examples of non-emissive flat panel display is liquid crystal devices as well. Let's go ahead to discuss various emissive display devices and write a short note on a plasma panel and LCD. So let's go ahead. Various emissive display devices we have. Various emissive display devices that we have, and the first we have is that is the various emissive display devices are as to be follows. The first is your plasma panel. In a plasma panel is also called as a gas discharge display that are constructed by filling the region between the two gases plates with a mixtures of gases that usually includes neon, and a series of vertical conducting ribbons is placed on one glass panel, and a set of horizontal ribbons that is built into the other glass panel, and that firing voltage that up ahead here, that append here, and that for the region between the two glasses, that with a mixture of glasses that usually includes neon, and where a series of vertical conducting ribbons is placed on the glass panel, and a set of horizontal ribbons is built into the other glass panel, and that firing voltage applied to a pair of the horizontal and a vertical conductor that cause the gas at the intersections of the two conductor to break down into the glowing plasma of the electron and the ions. The picture definition is stored that is a refresh buffer, and the firing that is voltages are applied to refresh the pixel position at the intersections of the conductor, that 60 times per second, alternating the current method that are used to provide the fast application of the wiring voltage, and thus the brighter display separation between the pixels is provided by an electric field of the conductor. One disadvantages of the plasma panel that being that were the strictly monochromatic devices, but the system have have been developed that now capable of displaying the color and the grayscales as well. Talking about the thin film electroluminescent display here, second we have thin film electroluminescent display. In this we can say that the film that electroluminescent display are similar in the construction to the plasma panel, and the differences is that the region between the glass plate is filled with a phosphorus such as a zinc sulfide doped with manganese, and instead of a gas, when a sufficiently high voltage is applied to a pair of crossing electrodes, the phosphor become a conductor in the area of the intersections of the two electrodes. The electrical energy is then absorbed by the manganese atom, which then realize that the energy as a spot of light, similar to a glowing plasma effect in the plasma panel. Electroluminescent display require a more power than a plasma panel, and a good color and a grayscale display are hard to achieve. The next, in the same case, we will discuss about light emitting diode. Light emitting diode. In the light emitting diode, a third type of an emissive devices is the light emitting diode, and a matrix of diode that is arranged form on the pixel positions in the display, and the picture definition is stored in a refresh buffer, and as in a scan line, refreshing of the CRT information is read from the refresh buffer and converted to the voltage levels that are applied to the diode and produce the light patterns in the display. The another one we have here is your liquid crystal display. In a liquid crystal display, that liquid crystal display, that is LCDs, are commonly used in the small system such as calculators, as portable that is laptop computers, and these non-emissive devices produce a picture by passing a polarized light from the surrounding or from an internal light source through a liquid crystal material that can be aligned to either block or transmit the light. And the term liquid crystal that refers to the fact that these computers have been crystalline arrangements of molecule, yet they flow like a liquid here. Flat panel display commonly used in pneumatics, and that thread light, that is internal light that transmits that light, and these non-emissive devices that produce a picture by passing a polarized light from the surrounding or from an internal light source that to a liquid crystal material, and that can be aligned to either block or transmit the light as well. The term liquid crystal refers to the fact that these compounds have a crystalline arrangement of molecules and yet they flow like a liquid. Flat panel display commonly use nematic, that is your thread-like liquid crystal compound that tends to keep the long axis on the rod-shaped molecules aligned, and a flat panel display that can then be constructed with a that is nematic liquid crystal, and figure below show that two glass plates each containing a light polarized at right angles to the other plate, and for that the sandwich the liquid crystal material. Rows of horizontal transparent conductor are built into one glass plate and a column of vertical conductor that are put into the other plate. The intersections of the two conductors that defines the pixel position. Normally, the molecules are aligned as shown in on-set. Polarized light passing through the material is twisted so that it will be passed through the opposite polarizer, and the light is then reflected back to the viewer. And to turn off the pixel, we apply the voltage to the two intersecting conductor to align the molecules so that the light is not twisted. This type of a flat panel devices is referred to as a passive matrix, that is LCD, and the picture definition that are stored in a refresh buffer, and the screen is refreshed at the rate of 60 frames per second as the emissive devices. And backlighting is also commonly applied using a solid state electronic device so that the system is not completely dependent on outside light source, and the colors that can be displayed by using a different material or a dye, and by placing a triad of colored pixel at that the color pixel at each screen location. And another matter for constructing LCDs is to place a transistor at each pixel location and using a thin film and that transistor technology. And the transistors are used to control the voltage at a pixel location and to prevent charge from gradually leaking out on the liquid crystal cells, and these cells are called active matrix display as well. With the same case, if I'm talking about the frame buffers in the terms of it, and that is also an important one, and in the same case for the frame buffer, we'll go ahead with the colors as well, and that is your black, red, and of course your the green, blue, yellow, cyan, magenta, and of course the white as well. So in that same case, we will be going ahead to discuss about pixel, that is explain the frame buffer, which has been asked of 3 marks. And when pixels are written in the frame buffer, it is possible to execute a logical operation between the written pixel and the previous contents of the frame buffer. Then how, and explain the role of the pixel and a frame buffer in the graphics devices. That's what we have to discuss here. So here we'll go ahead and let's go ahead to discuss about it. Pixels, or we can say that frame buffer. Pixels and a frame buffer here. In a computer graphics, a pixel is a short form of a picture element, and this can also be described as the smallest distinguishable indivisible that is element of the picture, and that they can individually paint it to form an image that is produced on the screen by the computer or a paper by a printer. If the pixel has only two possible color values, that is black and white, this is represented as 1 bit in memory, and if the 2 bits are used to represent a pixel, then 4 colors that can be given in the pixel. And in the general, if the n bit are used, then a pixel may be of 2 to the power n possible values here. Talking about the frame buffer here, that is the most common method for implementing the raster CRT graphics that uses a frame buffer. And a frame buffer is a memory area in which that picture is stored in the form of pixel, and at a minimum memory is called a bit plane, and 1024 and 1024 elements square raster required to be power 20th memory bits in the single bit plane, and the picture is built up in the frame buffer one bit in the time. And because the memory is bit has of only the two states, that is binary 0 and 1, and a single bit plane yields a black and white monochrome display. Because the frame buffer is a digital device while the raster CRT is an analog device, and conversion from the digital representation to an analog representation signal must take place when an information is read from the frame buffer and displayed on the raster CRT graphics devices. This is accomplished via digital to analog converter, and each pixel in the frame buffer must be accessed and converted before it is visible to the raster CRT. The systematic diagram of a single bit plain black and white frame buffer the raster CRT graphics devices is, and the color or the gray levels are incorporated into the frame buffer raster graphic devices by using the additional bit plane as well, where n bit plane gray level frame buffer here. The intensity of each pixels on the CRT is controlled by the corresponding pixel location in each of the n-bit planes. The binary values 0 and 1 for each of the n-bit plane is loaded in the corresponding position in the register. The resulting binary number is interpreted as an intensity level of between 0, that is your dark, and 2 n to the power minus 1, that is full intensity as well. This is converted into an analog voltage between the 0 and a maximum voltage of e to the power minus, and that is your gun of the DAC as well, digital to analog signals as well. And a total 2 to the power n intensity levels are possible, and an increase in the number of the available intensity level is achieved for a modest increase in required memory by using a lookup and a table as well, and that each entry in the lookup table is w bits fired, and w may be a greater than n. When this occurs to the power w, that intensities are available, but only the 2 to the power n different intensities are available at one line. To get the additional intensity, the lookup table must be changed, and because there are the three primary color, a simple color frame buffer is implemented with 3-bit plan, and one for each primary color, one for each bit plane drives, an individual color gun for each 3 primary color used in the color video. These are 3 primary color, red, green and blue, that are combined in the CRT to yield 8 colors as well. Now we'll go ahead with the table here that it forms, and where with respect to that where we'll talk about the black, red, green, blue, yellow and cyan and magenta in reference to the red, green and blue here. This is from red, green and blue. Now for the color we have black, red, green, blue, yellow, cyan, magenta, white. Okay, so we'll go ahead with this. So for the black, the red is 0, green is 0 and blue is 0. For the red is 1 and all other 2 is 0. For the green, that green is 1 and all other 0. For the blue here, for making a blue, that is of course the blue is representing here. For the yellow here, the yellow is red and green ka combination is yellow, so we'll go ahead with this, and that is on, and otherwise that is off. And for the cyan, that is your green and your blue is cyan, so red is 0 and these two are 1. And for the magenta, it will form from red and blue, so red is and blue is 1 and this is 0. And of course for white we have red, green and a blue, that is all are on, that is 1. so it forms a white color as well. So class आज के लिए इतना ही. Thank you, hope you enjoy this video. If you like this video, please give a thumbs up and give your suggestion on the comment box, and please like, share and subscribe our channel so that many and maximum people can get the information at once, and even though you can also enjoy the video as well. In the next second class of computer graphics, we will be doing a numerical part which has been asked in many times in your examination paper, even though that all are important here as well. In the same case, if I'm talking about the computer graphics, what we have to cover up in these units. In unit 1, that is your the computer graphics, and that is we have to discuss about introduction and line generations, and in types of computer graphic displays, random scan displays, raster scan display, frame buffer and video controller, and point of lines as well, points and lines, line drawing algorithm, circles generating algorithm, midpoint circle generating algorithm, and a parallel version of these algorithm. The second unit is transformation. In that we have to discuss the transformation, basic transformation, metric representation and homogeneous coordinates, composite and transformation, reflections and sharing, windowing and clipping, viewing pipeline, viewing transformation, 2D clipping algorithm, line clipping algorithm such as Cohen, that is Sutherland line clipping algorithm, Liang-Barsky algorithm, line clipping against non-rectangular clip window, polygon clipping as well, and the Sutherland that is a Hartman polygon clipping, Weller and Atherton polygon clipping, and a curve clipping, text clipping as well. In the unit 3rd, that is the three-dimensional 3D geometric primitives, 3D object representative, 3D transformation, 3D viewing, projection, 3D clipping as well. In unit 4, that is curves and surfaces, quadratic surfaces, spheres, ellipsoid, blobby objects, introductory concept of spline, that is your B-spline, and the Bezier curves and surfaces, hidden lines and surfaces, back phase detection algorithm, depth buffer method, or a buffer method, scanline method, basic elimination method, ambient light, diffuse reflection, that is specular reflection, and a Phong model, combined approach, Bond model, intensity attenuations, color concentration, transparency and shadows. And the computer graphic contains 4 unit subject in this subject, and the code for the computer graphic we has NCS 403, and we'll discuss, even though after that we'll discuss some of the very short possible questions in reference to every individual unit 1, unit 2, unit 3, unit 4 as well. So first of all, it's a huge request from my side to all the viewers, please go through with the subscribe button, and please like, share and subscribe our channel so that many and maximum people can get the information at once, and even though you can also enjoy the video as well. Thanks for subscribing us, thanks for watching us. Thank you.